guys. Okay, now I want to talk to you a little bit about noun clauses. A noun clause does exactly what it sounds like it does. It takes the place of a noun. Okay, so you're going to be leaving a noun out and putting the clause in instead. These are actually pretty easy whenever you think about it that way. The first one says, Lily is dead meat. Now, there's no clause other than the independent clause that makes that sentence. There's no dependent clause in that sentence. The noun is Lily. She's the subject. Is. All right, that's the verb. Now, if we wanted to take Lily out and replace her with an entire clause, we could do that pretty easily. Whoever stole my book bag is dead meat. Okay, so now whoever stole my book bag is the person you're talking about. We don't know who we're talking about, but that's the person we're talking about, okay? So that is actually the subject of the sentence, that entire clause. So do you see how a dependent clause, a noun clause, can be a noun, really, basically. Okay, it just has a subject and a verb, and it's a longer way of stating the noun. How about the next one? Attitude is important. Well, what if we wanted to include more than just attitude? How you react is important. So that how you react is a clause. It has a clause starter. It has a subject and a verb, but it stands in for the noun, okay? And then the very next word is the verb, okay? So the subject and then the verb. So noun clauses can start with a lot of different words. I've listed them down here below. They can even start with a few unexpected words that look like maybe they should start adverb clauses instead, but just be on the lookout for this. Like we used the word how already, how you react, okay? I think you'll know when you're looking at a noun clause because there's no other noun there. You've got your verb, but there's no subject. I guess I should say subject because sometimes there are other nouns in the sentence. But you'll have a verb without a subject other than the clause. So the clause is your subject. In a second, we're going to look at how noun clauses can be other parts of speech. But go ahead and take section 1, okay? Okay, not only can noun clauses replace subjects in a sentence, they can also replace a direct object, indirect object, object of the preposition. I'm going to show you guys those things in a minute. Okay, so look here. First, there is the direct object. Can't remember what it says. Give me that note. Okay, give me what? Give me that note. It's okay if you guys don't know what direct object, indirect object, what those things mean. You should probably try to learn. Get on YouTube, watch some videos, or find a book somewhere. But you can see that the word note, that is a noun, okay? In this sentence, we would expect a noun to follow. Give me what? Give me something, right? Give me a noun. But instead, we get an entire clause. So even if you don't know what a direct object is, then you can still find your clause and you still know it's a noun clause because there would normally be a noun right there, okay? So that's the one way to identify the direct object. The direct object is just whatever is being acted upon by the verb. Give me that note. Well, what are you giving to me? You're giving the note, okay? But there are better videos out there that explain direct object and indirect object. So this one is indirect object. It is what the direct object affects. Okay, so you're telling the secret, tell Jenny your secret. So secret is the direct object because that's what's being told, but Jenny is the person that it's affecting, okay? It's almost like saying tell your secret to Jenny. Okay, so in this one, tell Jenny your secret. In the second one here, though, we replace a noun, which is the indirect object in this sentence, with an entire clause. Tell whomever you want your secret, okay? So you can do the next two sections. There's really just one question in each section. One of them, the first one has you identify a clause that stands in for a direct object, and the second one has you identify a noun clause that stands in for the indirect object, okay? Okay, now I want to show you guys a noun clause that stands in for object of the preposition. This one says, pass the ball to Ben. So to is the preposition and Ben is the object of that preposition. You can find out more about prepositions online too. Actually, Institute for Excellence in Writing has a good list that I usually print out for my students so they can see them at a glance. And what I usually have them do for prepositions is to make up their own objects for the preposition every day. Like take 10 prepositions. You can find a list anywhere of prepositions. take about 5 or 10 a day and make up the rest of that prepositional phrase. And if you get pretty good at that, then you'll learn to identify prepositions more quickly. I'll tell you a little bit about that again after this. Okay, so pass the ball to Ben, but what if we didn't want to pass it to Ben? What if we wanted to pass it to whomever is open? So this is still a clause that has a subject and a verb in it, and this entire noun clause replaces the noun Ben, okay? So even if you don't know what a prepositional phrase is, you can still figure out, we'll normally pass the ball to, well, there would normally be a verb, a noun here, but instead we have an entire clause, so that's a noun clause. Okay, so you are ready to take the last section of this quiz. I'm going to link to it down below in the description, and I really desire you guys' feedback. I want to know how I'm doing. I want to know if it makes sense. So don't be too judgy on me personally, but I just want to know if you guys understand the material, if you're able to glean anything from it, to learn anything from it, and to apply it to the quiz, okay? Yeah, you can leave me feedback on the quiz, or you can leave me feedback on the video. It doesn't matter. There's a place on the quiz itself to leave feedback. So what I was saying about prepositions, you might have a list of prepositions, maybe the word about, around, into, under, with, from, for. Okay, so if you get a list of prepositions, the easy way to begin to identify them is to just add a noun at the end of all of those. And sometimes the noun will have an article with it, like around the house or under the bed, for my grandma. Okay, so that's what I mean by adding a noun at the end of those prepositions. Okay, so hopefully that gives you guys some ideas to how to get used to prepositions, even though that's not what this video is about. Anyway, you guys are ready to finish it, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye.